What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over a boxing match for Saturday, August the 6th, 2022. It's going to be an early look on the match. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the boxing match. We're going to be looking at, let's bring up a bigger screen here. We're going to be looking at this fight right here on August 6th in New York. Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. I tend to get names wrong all the time. But this is the match we're going to look at. 10 rounds, cruiserweights. We're doing an early look on it. I'll probably do another picks preview video a couple of days prior to the match. And this is actually the co-main event for the boxing event. So I may just go ahead and build out the main event as well and just do another picks preview with the main event along with this co-main event. But I wanted to give an early look on this match since there is going to be some hype around the fight. So I just wanted to see some numbers, what it looked like now. And then I'll look at it again a couple of days prior to August the 6th. So on this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology for the Gregorian Hebrew civil calendar. On this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the fight or the match or the game that I'm looking at. The way that I have it structured here is I just have top rank boxing, Gematria up here. I have the location, the city, the state. I have the stadium location right here. And then right here is one boxer, Hasim Rahman Jr. His name, Gematria, his full name, Gematria, his birthday, to and from, his fight record, and any type of winning or losing streak that he may be on. In the middle is the head-to-head last name, Gematria. And at the bottom is Jake Paul, his name, his nickname, his birthday, to and from, his fight record, and any type of winning or losing streak that he may be on. So let's go ahead and just look at this fight really quick, see what I have for numbers right now. And like I said, I'll probably do a follow-up video a couple of days prior to this fight. Since this fight's a couple weeks out, I just wanted to get an early look on it. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so let's start with Jake Paul. Okay, is Jake Paul going to win this fight? Well, you know, there's some numbers here pointing towards a Jake Paul win to go undefeated. One thing that I find fascinating is that this will be the 218th day of the Gregorian year. Hasim Rahman Jr., assuming I pronounced that correctly, his name sums to 218. 218th day of the Gregorian. His name sums to 218. Is this Squid Games all over again? Jake Paul is looking to become 6-0 for his career. And what's crazy about the number 218, it being the 218th day of the Gregorian, Hasim Rahman Jr. sums to 218, is 218 is just an anagram of 281. 218, 281, they're the same numbers being used. 281, 218, but 281 is the 60th prime number. Jake Paul is looking to become 6-0 like 60. 218th day of the Gregorian. Hasim Rahman Jr., 218. Just an anagram of 281, the 60th prime. But even if you write out the number 218, 218, it also sums to 281, the 60th prime number. It sums to 97, the 25th prime number. And if you write out the number 60, 60 sums to 97 and 25. And Jake Paul was born in the year 97. He's currently 25 years old, 97, the 25th prime. He could become 6-0 like 60. If you write out 60, it sums to 97 and 25. Hasim Rahman Jr., 218, 218th day of the Gregorian year. Anagram of 281, the 60th prime number. If you write out 218, it sums to 281, the 60th prime number, and 97, the 25th prime. This fight is taking place in New York City, which sums to 60. It also sums to 129, and it'll be the 9th day of the 12th month on the Hebrew civil. 9/12, 129. And then one last thing for Jake Paul to win this fight is Hasim Rahman Jr. It's the 53rd day of his 31-year-old age. Hasim, 53rd day of his 31-year-old age. If you write out the number 31, it sums to 53. So on the 53rd day of his 31-year-old age, if you write out the number 53, it sums to 122. He could become 12-2 for a fight record in his career. 53 sums to 12-2. 31 sums to 53. The 53rd day of his 31-year-old age, he could become 12-2 for a fight record, as Jake Paul becomes a perfect 6-0 like 60. That would be the narrative for Jake Paul to win this fight. But there is a narrative for Hasim Rahman Jr. as well. Let's go back to the Hebrew calendar here. It's the 9th day of the 12th month on the Hebrew civil calendar. New York City sums to 129, 129, 9/12. They're just anagrams of each other. New York City also sums to 57, just like Rahman Jr. versus Paul sums to 57. And if you write out the number 57, 57 sums to 131. Okay. And Hasim could become 13-1, like 131 for a fight record in his career with the win. In New York City, 57. Rahman Jr. versus Paul, 57. 57 sums to 131. He could become 13-1 for a fight record with the win, like 131. Jake Paul, he would become 5-1 for a fight record with the loss, like 51. On the 9th day of the 5th month for the Hebrew religious calendar, like 95. If you write out 95, it sums to not only 57 and 129, which we were just talking about, those two numbers. New York City sums to 129 and 57, but it also sums to 51. New York City, 129, 57. Rahman Jr. versus Paul, 57. We know 57 sums to 131. Hasim could become 13-1. Jake Paul would become 5-1, like 51. On the 9th day of the 5th month for the Hebrew, 129, 57, and 51. And then his full name, Hasim Sharif Rahman Jr., sums to 95. So that's what I would be looking at for both sides of this fight. That's what I have right now. I just want to give a quick early look at this fight for you guys. Jake Paul has a good narrative. Hasim Rahman Jr. definitely has a narrative. They both have narratives. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue to look over this over the weeks running up to the fight. I'll probably make another video a couple days prior just to see if there's anything else that I found or anything else that comes up, or if there's a new angle that I want to look at and show you guys. I'll do another video. But for now, this is what I have. This is what it's looking like. And hopefully this helps out, get you guys started on your own decode, maybe ask a decode that you already have on this fight. And I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. Hopefully you win all the money in the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.